Just 48 hours until the teams fly down to New Orleans to begin their prep for Super Bowl 59. Opening night kicking off on Monday as the chaos that is Super Bowl week begins. It's a rematch from 2 seasons back, Eagles looking for revenge and the Chiefs on the hunt for history. So let's talk through this matchup and bring you all the latest headlines right now. What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Happy Friday. I'm Hayley Lewis, and this is Chiefs News Daily. We got parade news, we got roster updates, we got a little history lesson lined up for you today as well. So let's get this one rolling. Give us a like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel, and let's get into it. All right, I'm sure you've seen posts flying around social media about the Chiefs Super Bowl parade if Kansas City three-peats next weekend. Now, a few weeks back, we heard that Mayor Quentin Lucas suggested that the city is looking at options when it comes to the parade rally in order to assure everyone's safe after last year's parade ended, of course, in a mass shooting outside of Union Station. Now, according to Fox Sports, if they win, the celebration will begin with an exclusive gathering at Arrowhead Stadium. That's going to be for the players, their families, the Missouri governor, and of course the Kansas City mayor. Now, that gathering may broadcast on screens along the parade route. Following the Arrowhead celebration, players would then stage near Crown Center, so players would load there for the parade with a parade route to begin at Pershing and Main, and then go up to Grand and extend up to Grand to 6th Street. So on Thursday, more than 100 stakeholders, including city officials, law enforcement, hospitals, head of the Sports Commission, Kathy Nelson, and many others gathered to finalize this plan. This parade route has been designed to minimize crowd density. Now, planners also have expected to have a few special experiences along the parade route for fans to enjoy. So the parade route would be going in the opposite direction that it did in seasons past. So it sounds like if the Chiefs win, there will be no public rally, but the parade is going to go on. What do you think about this plan? Let us know in the comments below. Well, there has been plenty of conversation about NFL officiating leading up to the Super Bowl. Honestly, the narrative is quite exhausting at this point, but the Chiefs keep doing a great job of blocking out the noise and blocking out their haters. My favorite part of this nonsense, though, is that the people who actually play the game think that the ref talk is for the birds. Not to be confused with the Eagles. Take a listen to this. Bills running back James Cook gave the realest answer when asked about the referees quote-unquote cheating for the Chiefs on Kicking It with D podcast.
I'm gonna give you the most realest answer I can ever give you, bro. Like, for real, like, at the end of the day, bro, like, as a man, bro, like, you gotta come in there and ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, that ref, like, you feel me? Like, straight up, like, you gotta come in there ready to go, ready to play, and like, once you don't get a ref, no, nothing to call.
All right, don't give the refs nothing to call. ESPN's Mike Greenberg also went off on people who think the NFL is rigged in favor of the Chiefs, saying, quote, "You think they're risking $20 billion because they have a hankering to see Taylor Swift at a skybox at the Super Bowl, which will not influence the ratings one bit." Watch with me.
So the idea that this is rigged, fixed, whatever other word, scripted, whatever other word you want to use, nothing could be further from the truth. This is a $20 billion a year industry. Roger Goodell is overseeing a $20 billion a year industry that is going to make $20 billion this year, whether the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl or not. If it somehow came out that the commissioner of the NFL or anyone else was fixing the games with the refs, that would be literally the only way that those $20 billion go away. You think they're risking $20 billion because they have a hankering to see Taylor Swift in a skybox at the Super Bowl, which will not influence the rating one bit? You're out of your mind. So I don't understand that at all. They are in no way the first great team, nor is he, Mahomes, the first all-time great star to get the benefit of a whistle. And in no way does anyone who really knows anything believe these games are rigged or fixed.
All right, we're not going to give this any more attention. On to new headlines. A couple headlines I want to bring you from practice earlier this week. So on the injury report, just 5 players are listed, 2 of which were limited. Chiefs right tackle Jawan Taylor was limited with a knee injury on Thursday. Matt Derrick with Chiefs Digest explains that Taylor has recently been limited when the team practices on the turf in the indoor facility, which they did yesterday. Now, we also got to see wide receiver Sky Moore, blast from the past, on this list as limited with an abdomen injury. Moore is still listed on the injured reserve, but it looks like his 21-day practice window has opened. And according to Jesse Newell with the Kansas City Star, that is exactly what has happened. He says, quote, "The Chiefs have designated Moore to return from the injured reserve. Moore was placed on the injured reserve back on October 24th due to a core muscle injury. Now, he wasn't expected to return for the postseason, but Kansas City opted to open the 2022 second-round pick's 21-day practice window. So he was spotted working out with the returners during Thursday's practice, and he was officially listed as a limited participant. So if Moore is able to log full practices next week, he could be activated to the Chiefs' 53-man roster for Super Bowl 59 against the Eagles on Sunday, February 9th. All right, moving right along in our show, let's take a look at who is the superior team on paper. ESPN's Mina says that the Eagles roster is superior, but it doesn't matter when you got that quarterback and those coaches. Kimes is, of course, referring to the Chiefs quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, and his coaching staff, Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo. Take a listen.
Mina, how have the Chiefs put this run of success together? Well, let's start here. You guys saw the highlights from the championship. You remember when Patrick Mahomes sort of tried to spike the ball and it kind of flew in a different direction?
Really bad spike.
That's the only mistake he made. So that's number one, right? Because in a season in which Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen were the two best quarterbacks in football, Patrick Mahomes once again did not make mistakes when it counted in the postseason. On top of that, in addition to having Chris Jones, another all-world player on the other side of the football, he has the two best individual game planners of a generation, and Andy Reid on offense and Steve Spagnuolo on defense. You cannot talk about this dynasty without addressing those two coaches' ability to game plan for opponents. And that matters a lot because as these two teams go head-to-head in the Super Bowl, I think we would all agree the Eagles are the more talented football team, top to bottom. You can pick out some positions, obviously quarterback, defensive tackle, where the Chiefs are better, but the Eagles roster is superior. It doesn't matter when you got that quarterback and those coaches.
Without a doubt, this Philly roster is more talented than the Eagles roster that the Chiefs faced 2 seasons ago. The addition of running back Saquon Barkley highlights just that. But is this enough to go against the Chiefs defense? Let's dive more into that and into that unit that's led by Coach Spags. Former NFL linebacker Luke Kuechly geeks out on Spags blitzes with Kay Adams on the Up and Adams show.
What is it about these blitzes with Spags that makes them so effective?
Well, I think first of all, they get them in a situation where they want them 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 plus. It allows them to send more pressure. As pressure comes, they get free runners like this right here. And then the routes downfield don't develop. So the ball either has to be thrown hot and they're a good tackling defense so they can come up and make these quick tackles in the ball in the flat, or the ball in these routes don't have the ability to unfold downfield and there's nowhere to throw the ball to. And I think a lot of these open runners and cleaners runners come from the ability of Spags to disguise not only who's coming, but what kind of coverage we're playing. Are we going to show 6, 7 guys on the line of scrimmage, send 5 and then drop? Or are we going to send, 6 guys, play 0 man behind it and make you go make a decision to throw the ball? Or are we just going to rush forward, drop 7 and say, hey, you have to find a window and throw the ball? So I think that's the biggest thing with Spags is nothing looks the same. There's all kinds of bodies around a line of scrimmage. And at the end of the day, if you don't get everybody blocked up in these 3rd and 7 windows, and there's really no opportunity for these routes to develop down the field. And just a really good job by them playing well on 1st and 2nd down, and then Spags not being repetitive and different looks and different guys coming and people on a really good blitz path and staying disciplined. They always keep the quarterback inside the pocket, make him step up the pressure. They're just well coached, they're well disciplined, and they disguise really well.
As for Kansas City's offense against the Eagles' defense, the adaptability of the Chiefs' offense might be their biggest strong suit. Former NFL QB Chase Daniel explains why he thinks KC can find a way to surpass Philadelphia again.
I believe that Patrick Mahomes has sort of transcended his game for the last couple years because they haven't had a lot of talent. They're not taking these deep shots down the field. It's all dink and dunk to Kelsey, dink and dunk to Worthy, dink and dunk to Rashee Rice when he was healthy. These run game, the Kareem Hunt, I think they've sort of changed how they play the game. And when you look at that, it makes total sense, in my opinion, why Mahomes is 8-0 versus Vic Fangio, because Vic just sits back and lets him go. I don't think Vic Fangio can do that. I know Vic very well, very tight, but then you look at the thing like, hey, if you play man-to-man, look at what Xavier Worthy did last. It's just like a pick your poison, because little known fact, the Chiefs ran for 135 yards. Everyone last game against the AFC Championship game, little did people know, they're not just a passing team. They're winning all certain ways, and that's the best thing about Andy Reid. He makes in-game adjustments. So, yeah, 8-0 versus Vic Fangio, 10 touchdowns, only 2 picks. Just doesn't make mistakes against a Vic Fangio coach defense.
All right, folks, that does it for another episode of Chiefs News Daily. We will not be back tomorrow because it is the weekend, and we will be back on Tuesday because on Monday we're going to be traveling down to the Super Bowl in New Orleans. So like and subscribe here on the KCSN YouTube channel to get updated on everything that is happening with the Chiefs in NOLA, and we will see you on Tuesday.